What is up, YouTube? So we're down in the workshop, and that's what today's video is going to be. Pretty much, I have a bunch of handboards in the boxes that I don't want to open because, I like collecting things. I've collected things my whole life. So, like, this is an original Camelicious from Hangnail before the name change. So I don't know how many people have these in the boxes, but I have 5 of them that I would like to keep in the box, at least for now. And I would like to build a display case for them because right now they're just collecting dust and I'd rather display them. So I want to make a display case, kind of like this. Now this is my router bits, but more or less I want to build an outside frame with a hinged lid because in case a new handboard comes out that I like more than one of these ones, then I'd like to be able to switch it out. So I think I should be able to get this video done for you guys by Wednesday, except the glass piece. That would be the front of it. That I'll have to get cut, and I'm going this weekend to do that anyway, so might as well just wait until I'm going. But we're going to build an outside frame first for it. Very basic, very simple. I have 1x3s that should work. If not, I have other wood. But let's build an outside frame. Okay, so we got the box cut down. It is just made out of your basic 1x3 white pine, very cheap material. Actually, I want to make a note. I did end up screwing up. I measured the length of the box, forgetting that I was going to put the sides on the outside, because I'm just going to drive screws through. And I ended up cutting way too short. And that happens, but thankfully I have extra material, so we're going to put it together, and we can move right along to putting a French cleat on the back. Okay, I have it all screwed together. All I used was a drill bit with a countersink bit, and threw some screws in. The screws run this way, specifically, because, one, if you look at the side of it, you will not see this crack here. You would have to look underneath or above it, and 2, it adds strength to it. But the next step is to add a French cleat to the back of this. If you don't know what that is, well, you'll find out in a minute. Okay, so I got the French cleat done. Basically, a French cleat is a 45-degree profile that the other side, or just another 45, can mate with it. And pretty much, you would put it on the wall where the angle is like facing me, and then you could drop in the other piece, and it kind of works like a hook. And it works great, it works fantastic. Pretty much, I want to mount this on the inside of the box, so I can hook it directly to the wall, but it could easily come off, and I could change it out with a different display if I wanted to. So I need to cut one of these down to size to fit in the box, and I love using these because it also gives a nice flush mount, so there won't be any space sticking out the back, plus it's very easy to hang. So I'm going to trim it up, get it in the box, and move on. Okay, so got the French cleat in here, and I put another backer board down here, and then I was able to cut some black foam board that drops in, and pretty much this is what you will see. This will be the background for all the boards and that, but I'm pretty much done for tonight. I'm going to fill a bunch of screw holes so you cannot see them, so nothing special, just filler, and when we jump in, we'll be making the lid to this, so let's move on to there. While my filler is drying now, I have to start on making the lid because it's going to have to glue up overnight. So I'm going to take some 1x2 stock. I have to cut a rabbet into it so the glass can sit in there. And then just make it to the exact dimensions that the outer shell is. So we're going to start on that. I have a lot of rabbets to cut with my router. Let's get started. Okay, so I got all the miters cut for it. The rabbets cut in the back. I just have it held together right now by a ratchet strap. I have not glued anything yet, thankfully, because I actually ran into a problem that I did not think about before. Actually, I did think of it before, then I forgot about it. So, pretty much, I knew that using a 1x2 would inset the wood a little bit, and I knew it would kind of like cover up the things, but I didn't account for it. I thought of it earlier when I was at work and I drew it up at work, and I didn't think about it when I came home here. So what I have to try to do now is cut a second rabbet right here. So I'll have a place for the glass to go, and then a place where the handboard boxes can fit. Now if I can't fix this, I either need to make another face frame, or I can take them out of the boxes, but I really don't want to take them out of the boxes, just from a collector standpoint. But it's something I have to deal with now, and hopefully I can figure it out. Alright YouTube, so I was actually able to cut in that second rabbet with my table saw. That's why there was all those little grooves there. And I'll sand those down a little bit, but they're not a big deal. And now this fits tight. The only other thing is, I didn't cut the second rabbet deep enough, but instead of forcibly running through all of them, if you look at this, you will see that these edge ones are the only ones that actually have to be at the edges, because they run the whole length. So if I cut down that backing board and just keep that backer to the centerpieces here, because those will be the only ones you see space, then this will all fit together nice and tightly. So this is where I'm stopping for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so we're on day 2 now of building this display case, and pretty much I don't want to spend all night on this. I just got out of work. I'm tired. So we're going to rush through a lot of this. Pretty much what I have to do today is I'm going to take a dollar store picture frame and just break it. And I know that sounds pretty weird, but I don't know if you can see it, but up in the corners here, there are little pieces of metal, kind of shaped like an L. And those are specifically meant to strengthen picture frames. So since the top of this display case is pretty much a picture frame, I'm going to take them out of the dollar store frames and pound them into mine. Just give it a little bit more strength. I then need to, I picked up a pack of hinges, so I need to mark out where the hinges are going to go. I have to recess down a little bit so these can sit nice and flush, and the case will close completely. Put it all together, and then take it all apart, do a buttload of sanding, and then we can paint it black. So let's start by just jumping through some hoops. Okay, it's starting to look like a display case a little bit more. So I got the hinges recessed in, so everything fits nice and tightly. Now I can take it back apart, sand it all a bunch, and paint it black. Then I think I might want to use cardboard on the inside just because it's a little bit thinner, and everything will fit a little better, but I'll decide that then. So let's sand. I hate sanding. Okay, we got it all painted now, so I can let it dry overnight. And I actually spray painted the hinges with a hammered bronze spray paint because I hate silver. And we can finally fully assemble it tomorrow, besides the glass. Still, obviously, we'll have to get the glass, but all the rest of it, assemble it tomorrow. Alright, YouTube, so it's day 3, and we're ready to finish everything except the glass that I'll be picking up in a couple days. The one thing I talked about I'd have to address, which I'm addressing now, is that the foam board is a little too thick because I did not cut the second rabbet deep enough, and instead of wanting to spend another 20 to 30 minutes going back through and doing another 100 passes to take it a little bit deeper, I decided just to pick up some poster board. Same idea of it being black, but to use poster board I'd have to add more backing to it, so obviously it didn't sink in. So I took a 1x6 that I had, just scrap. I was playing around with some different burning techniques. And I ended up using that, but I didn't want to damage the paint on the exterior that I already painted, so I had to figure out how to fix it from the inside. So at first my idea was L brackets, but I know I have some somewhere, but I have absolutely no idea where they're at. So I ended up adding that back piece on, but I did have conduit holders from a project that my wife and I were going to do outside, and we ended up using something else. So conduit holders, one on each side. You will not see that at all. I still have room for the French cleat here. And then on the front, just so it doesn't sway, I threw in a bunch of staples, kind of like stitching it together. But now I can glue in the poster board, and we can move on from there. Here we go! like that, we are now done. This was totally a fun project, and I know I'm not physically done. Like I said, I had to pick up the plexiglass for it, but that is only like a 30-second procedure. I have little hangers or holders that will keep it in, and I'll put it in. Now, the only thing I did to hold in the handboards is I took some masking tape and folded it over itself so it was sticky on both sides and stuck it in, and it seems to be working fine. If it falls off, I'll have to find a different solution. But I do want them in there that I could take them out if I wanted to, and maybe throw in another one that I get. But I had a ton of fun making this. Hopefully this video gets more views than the chalkboard video, but if not, it's alright. As always, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you have any questions for me, let me know, and as always, have a great day. Welcome to the bonus clip where I thought this came out absolutely perfectly. But if we come over here, and now if we come over here, slightly twisted, but that's alright.